Morning News Express on WFMD. By the way, Chris Michaels. And we were talking about Election Day. Here's a guy who's running for office. His name's Tom Royals. And we like Tom because, you know what? Because he was a naval flight officer who's done missions over Afghanistan, flew those big jets, man. That's kind of cool.
He's a bad dude, man. And we mean bad in a good way.
Yes, we do. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Chris, Bob. Thanks for having me back on.
Let me ask you a question. Of course, you're in a big race for the 6th congressional district. I think there was at least, just on the Democrat side, I think it was 16, and I don't remember how many on the Republican side, but there's a lot of people fighting for this office that had being vacated by David Trone, who, took all his money and bought it, and now he's gone because he's trying to do the Senate side. So, how do you feel going into the primary race?
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Feel great. Stay tuned, to the end of the day. You'll feel really, really good about the upcoming election results. But so for those who don't know me, Tom Royals, born and raised Maryland, grew up in a big family. After 9/11, I attended the U.S. Naval Academy, graduated, went to flight school, trained as a naval flight officer, like you mentioned, flew the F-18 Super Hornet, was active duty for 8 years, deployed overseas, flying combat missions over Iraq and Afghanistan, operating off the aircraft carrier, flying close air support, transitioned out of active duty at the end of 2015, went to business school at the University of Virginia Darden School of Business, got into federal contracting, been doing that ever since. Married with kids, family man. Grew up in a big family, and I'm blessed to have a big family of my own. My wife and I have 9 kids. Our youngest is a baby girl born about 5 months ago, healthy, beautiful. It's fantastic. And we're running for Congress to fight for the country again.
Amazing. I got to say, Bob, give him some credit. He said all that without a period in between, man. I would have been out of breath on the floor with my asthma attack by now.
The other thing is that, that's got to be hard running for office and having a baby, because I'm sure your wife has to sacrifice a lot. But I bet you, hey, fly boy, time to get in there and change a diaper in the middle of the night.
She's Miss America, and I she does the lion's share of that stuff. But I get in there and I pitch in. That's for sure.
Yeah, when the baby drops a few bombs, if you know what I mean. Let me ask you a question. I think I've asked this before. What was your call sign?
So call sign was ARGM. It's a missile, AARGM. It's a bit of a story, but so call sign was ARGM. Looked like a call sign harm for sort of military nuts. They might get the reference, but it's a high-speed anti-radiation missile. Anyways, I looked like the old version of the harm. The new one is called ARGM, and so I showed up and I met my doppelganger. This guy was looked like if you've ever met your own doppelganger, it's crazy. But I met him, and they're like, "Hey, you're the new harm," which is called ARGM, AARGM.
Well, yeah, my doppelganger is Brad Pitt, so we don't know. Yeah,
I was gonna definitely say I'm not your doppelganger because you got a whole head of hair and you're good looking. That's definitely not me.
So. We're having fun, but this is the final push, and the issue that I hate to say it, but that you're willing to, die on that hill for. What is that? What is your main issue? What is that? When you walk in and knock on somebody's door and they say, what is your main issue? You say,
well, look, the country's worth fighting for. We get to build the country that we ought to have. There's 2 huge things right now that I think everybody are dealing with. One is the economy. Everybody's feeling the pain of everything. As a big family, we know what it's like to put food on the table, put gas in the car, pay our bills, just like everyone else. That one's massive. And then, of course, the southern border. We have to have law and order. We have to secure our southern border. We have to make sure that we have sovereignty for our country, that we build our country, that we can do this. But those are the 2 big things. It's the southern border, law and order, the economy.
We said, we just read before you appeared on the show that there's a study out there that says that 10 to 20%, 27% of non-citizens are illegally registered to vote. Is there anything that you feel that can be done to change that?
Yeah, so look, here's an opportunity, right? The one thing we can do is elect the right people to go win elections in November for Congress. And so I'm making the case. Look, I've fought for the country before. I'm prepared to fight for the country again. Let's send somebody to Congress who's prepared to go win and fight. I don't think we need sort of career politicians, folks that have been just running for office for a very, very long time. Let's get folks in there who can actually go win an election in November, protect the ballot, turn out the vote. That's how you have free and fair elections.
Bob had mentioned it. Again, it's so saturated. I understand what you're saying. There's so many Republicans that are running, and to me, we've interviewed a lot of them. It all sounds the same, Tom. What sets you apart? You're getting your name out there, okay? This is your last push right now, okay? What sets you apart from everybody else?
I've served the country before.
Okay.
I was active duty Navy for 8 years, another 4 more years in the reserve. I'm a family man. But look, I've worn the uniform. I've fought for the country before. Our country's worth fighting for. We get to build the country that we ought to have. Every single election, every single year, it's a new opportunity for all of us to come together and say, look, hey, this direction of the country, maybe we don't like the way it's going. Let's actually get people in there. Let's all come together. Everybody gets to vote. Everybody that's legal to get to vote.
Right.
Let's go. Let's pick people that are committed to the country. Let's commit people that are prepared to fight for the country, that are living the same life that we're all living. Let's send those types of folks to Congress. No one says, hey, when America's under attack, send a career politician. No one says that. They said, let's send people that are going to fight for the country. Fought for the country before. Send me.
Do you support term limits?
I do support term limits. Yeah, I think I've signed a pledge to introduce legislation for term limits for sure.
All right, Tom. What's the website that people can go like, I've never heard this guy before. To kind of figure him out.
TomRoyalsForCongress.com. Today's election day. Make sure you get out and vote. Tom Royals for Congress.
All right, Tom Royals. Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for your service, my friend. We always appreciate it.
Thanks, Tom.